During the days of kings, there was a common grooming tradition for their heirs, the princes. They would visit the length and breadth of their kingdom, they would stare down rivals, and they would establish their dominance. Something quite similar is happening in the Arab world. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is on a whirlwind tour. He's scheduled to visit 5 Gulf states. His first stop was Oman. MBS was given a royal welcome by the Sultan. It was a short stop before his big mission, the United Arab Emirates. Now, on paper, everything is fine. The UAE and Saudi Arabia are close allies. They have calibrated their policy on many issues. They joined the war in Yemen together. They led the Arab boycott of Qatar together. And together, they forced Donald Trump to act tough on Iran. But the last few years have changed this dynamic. For starters, the UAE has pulled out of Yemen, but Saudi Arabia is still fighting. On Iran, the UAE has appeared more diplomatic. Their national security advisor visited Tehran on Monday. There were smiles, there were handshakes and pictures. Saudi Arabia, meanwhile, was holding shadow talks with Iran until October. They were too scared to even admit that they were talking. And then you have the biggest difference on Israel. The UAE has normalized relations with Israel. Saudi Arabia still hasn't. Reports say Mohammed bin Salman is willing to, but the kingdom's conservatives won't let him. Plus, there's the soft rivalry. MBS versus MBZ. Davos in the desert versus the Dubai Expo. And now Manchester City versus Newcastle United. As I said, a soft rivalry. Mohammed bin Salman is wary of the UAE's rising power. He doesn't want to surrender Saudi Arabia's preeminence. Hence this tour. After Oman and the UAE, MBS will visit Bahrain, Qatar and Kuwait. His trip ends with the annual summit of the GCC, that is the Gulf Cooperation Council. Now, the stop in Qatar is also important for 2 reasons. Number one, it's Mohammed bin Salman's first visit after lifting the blockade on Doha. And 2, Doha is also hosting Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Now, Turkey and Saudi Arabia have big differences, like who leads the Muslim world. They both want to. The murder of Jamal Khashoggi and how to deal with the Muslim Brotherhood. They differ on all these issues. But as we keep saying, the sands of West Asia are shifting. So Erdogan is trying to once again reach out to Saudi Arabia. Reports say he wants to repair ties. No luck there. Despite being in the same city, there is no meeting between MBS and Erdogan. In fact, it gets worse. The primary reason for Erdogan's visit was to secure funds from Qatar. All he got was a royal snub. Listen to this.
We are confident that the economy of Turkey is strong, is diverse, and has its very strong foundation and basis that will help it to go through this current circumstances. Qatar is heavily investing in Turkey, and these investments are doing very well. And we understand, as Qatar always has been a long-term investor, we understand that all the economies can go through these cycles.
Did you see what Qatar did? We understand your problem. We hope you'll solve it yourself. That's basically what they said. Clearly, some major realignments are happening in West Asia. Saudi Arabia is talking to Iran. Everyone is talking to Israel. Turkey wants to talk with Riyadh. Mohammed bin Salman is trying to get ahead of this diplomatic flurry. The only thing stopping him, the United States. Joe Biden is more circumspect than Donald Trump. He is re-evaluating arms sales. He also ended U.S. support for the war in Yemen. As a result, Mohammed bin Salman is desperate. Reports say Saudi Arabia is running out of Patriot missiles. They're constantly facing drone attacks from Yemen's Houthi rebels. And without these Patriot missiles, they cannot defend themselves. So this trip is MBS's big gamble to round up his allies, to shore up his position, and finally take leadership of the Arab world. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.